You came around the corner, eyes locked and it was over.
JACELYN, it's great speaking with you. Before we really get into everything, I'm going to ask you, do you remember where we met?
We met for sure at the City Hall live show that I did for, oh my goodness, Nathan Phillips Square.
Yes.
But
okay.
I
so
feel like we met before that.
No. But you are right. Initially, that really was the introduction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what kind of day it was?
Yeah, it was a beautiful sunny day. And
do you remember the audience?
The audience was all, like, what do you mean by the audience?
Yeah. Do you remember, we had a good crowd and stuff?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was beautiful and sunny out. And I even remember actually at that show that a gentleman was in the audience and he said, I really, really like your performance, but I have to go because I have a parking ticket I have to pay for. And that was for City Hall. And I said, oh my goodness, that's what I'm doing right after my show, because I had this like crazy parking ticket that had happened I'd forgotten about. And then this guy goes off and pays his parking ticket. And he comes back and he gives me a note. And I open it in between one of the songs. And he said, no word of a lie. I love your music so much. Let me pay your parking ticket. I work for this company that helps pay parking tickets. And so I called him later and I said, I'd love to send you a CD, but thank you very much. You don't have to pay for my parking ticket. And he was adamant on it. He found out my name and he paid my parking ticket. And then I found out that he paid it for me. So
that's an amazing story. The reason why I brought that all up is because let's now jump to present. All those things that you just talked about could not happen right now because of what we're dealing with, COVID-19.
I know.
Here in Toronto, we're back in that soft area of stage 2. And, we don't know what the heck is going on, not just in Toronto, but around the world. So I have to ask you, from comparing to the great times that we were having then to what's going on now, how are you personally and professionally handling all this?
Well, first of all, the beautiful thing is we're all going through this together, right? It's not one country going through this and the others are not. So there's a little bit of that sense of community that's present even during an undesirable circumstance. I think the word that I am going to use for myself is pivot and resilience. Pivot and resilience. That's what I've been doing, is a lot of pivoting, especially never imagining that I was going to delay my debut album, accept the fact that all the shows that I had booked, and my, first one was in Athens in Greece in May, and it just all went away. And then to coming to a place where I was like, this has to come out anyways, and now is the time, and I need to do it. Music is medicine. And the moment I kind of made that switch, it also kind of switched for my mental health as well. And in my own building, what I did was I did a Sunday Fun Day acoustic hall party concert. So I would go every Sunday to a different floor in my building, and we would invite people to prop open their door or sit at their door, and I would play an hour show, and we did a 50-50 draw, and I had the most amazing time doing that for my building, and we laughed together, we cried together. There's people that had an experience when it was very hard to be on lockdown. So there's been an amazing amount of things that have happened that would not have happened if COVID did not exist. So in a weird way, I'm also very grateful for it.
What a beautiful story. Amazing. Before we talk about the name of the album, I'm just curious and talk about the music on the album. When did you record this?
I recorded it in 2018 and a little bit of 2019. We finished the recordings in 2019, and then I did the Kickstarter in April of 2019. And we were looking at releasing it actually last year around this time, but we decided to wait because I had some Christmas music coming out, and we thought it'll be better to do it with all the shows and everything and touring just before summer. And, you know, no one's ever going, but there's that pandemic coming. So, yeah, we just waited, and here we are. So it's been a little bit of time, and it's more than ready to come out.
Okay, well, what's the name of the album? And musically, what is it about, choosing the songs, getting the songs together, and how it represents your part of your career now?
So the name is Dovetailing, and dovetailing means to fit together, to connect harmoniously, to interlock. It's a beautiful word where some people might even hear like, oh, our schedules dovetailed. I mean, it just worked. Like, it was beautiful. It's connected. And this idea of dovetailing is sort of how intimate relationships work. It just works. And sometimes it doesn't work, and it needs space for you to come back and dovetail back into it and have it work.
I was a fool, I was a fool. Blinded by you.
And that was sort of the basis of the album, and what we wanted to talk about was intimate relationships and all the ups and downs of the intimate relationships that either I've had or I've witnessed and or been allowed to write about. And I picked the songs along with my producer, Amina Figueroa, who's in New York City. And we had about 45 songs to choose from. And we narrowed it down to 8 songs. And then we wrote, 7 songs. And then we wrote a few songs. And out of those songs, we put one on the album. And then we used a bonus track from kind of the start of my writing process for this project happened at Canada's music incubator, and that's where some of the songs we chose off for the album came from writing during that process.
Is there a single out right now? And if so, what's the single and what's that about?
Yeah, so I put out Fool, and Fool is a bonus track on the album, and this is a nice little full circle because I just mentioned that Fool was written and recorded at Canada's Music Incubator, and I have a really special place in my heart for what they do, what they continue to do for artists, and artists in Canada in particular. I wrote it with 2 other attendees, and then we recorded it in one take, and it just landed. And then Sean Kelly actually just jumped on stage and was like, I'm going to play on guitar on this because I want to. I was like, okay, cool. So it was a very flow artistic kind of place to be in, where you just, everybody at that moment comes together and it's one take and you're just like, okay, there it is. So I wanted that as the bonus track on the album because that's kind of where it all started, all the writing and the discovery I had for myself at the direction I was going to go in as an artist. And I put it on the album, and I thought, I think that should be the last single that comes out just before the album because it's where it all started.
Congratulations on that, and congratulations on finally getting the music
Yeah.
out, because in a lot of ways this is our introduction of you. Another way for folks to know more about you are, because of the pandemic, virtual performances. Will that be happening with you?
Yeah, I've done lots of virtual performances. I'm doing one on the 15th and then one on the 16th. So they can tune in on Facebook Live, Instagram Live. We'll be announcing today the Zoom link for the one on the 16th as well.
Any for the following week?
No, because I'm actually moving.
Ah,
I'm moving in the middle of the pandemic, and then I'm actually going to Costa Rica.
You have guts. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The thing I think we're all learning is, as much as we have to protect ourselves and protect other people, we also have to not live. You know, we still have to live.
Exactly. What is
this?
This is not living.
Exactly.
Not touching people, having masks on, being afraid. That is not a life that I want to live. That is not living to me. That's the exact opposite. So it's very true what you have to say, Rudy, is you have to have a balance where going, I need to still live and, you know, have the opportunity to try and do some of the things that you normally would do. So I normally would be, you know, doing a big acoustic tour through Central America starting November, December into March, and I would come back for Christmas, you know, to visit my family and friends, because I don't like being here in the cold. Don't get me wrong, I love skiing, I love snowboarding, I love all of it. I go do that in Banff and then I leave. And it's like, you gotta figure out how to make this work for you and kind of know what you want to fight for to feel alive, right?
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Yeah, this is my way of doing it. So we've done a whole. I don't want to say too much because it's supposed to be a bit of a surprise, but we've filmed a lot of content over the last few months, even during COVID when we started to be allowed to be on set. And because I filmed a movie and a TV show during COVID, I became very privy to what I needed to do to be able to film my own content. And so we've put together a multimedia presentation or an online show, basically, that will start to roll out to support this project, because as much as I hate to admit it, I kind of knew that there would be a second lockdown, a second wave, everything. So I prepared with that in mind. And I also wanted to be able to free myself up to be supported by the online environment and be able to do my online shows from anywhere. And I thought, well, then I'm just going to go hunker down in Costa Rica and write and sing and record and then do some shows from there and allow my content that we've already filmed to support the project and do some interviews and podcasts and then just be able to live the best life that I can in the moment.
Okay, now, but as we wrap this up, you did mention, because I remember last year we were supposed to do an interview and we didn't get a chance to do it, but you mentioned about, because the holiday season is slowly coming up, Christmas music. What are the songs? Is it an album, singles, and where can we get it?
Sure. It's called Colors of Christmas. It's going to also be going to radio. So we've got the Dovetailing project hits. It's already started to play on radio, but it hits it majorly this Friday. And then after that, we're pausing for Christmas, and it's an album called Colors of Christmas. It's an EP. And then I've got a really great song that is called Spike My Drink. And I wrote that with a very dear friend and colleague. His name is Eddie Ryder. He actually plays piano and guitar for Shawn Mendes. And we're very close with each other, and we wanted to write a fun, quirky Christmas song. And that one's one of my favorite ones that I've written with him. So it's called Spike My Drink. You can't miss it.
Fantastic. Social media is the place to go to follow you around the world. Where do we go?
Yes, everything is Music by JACELYN. So you do Twitter / Facebook / Instagram / YouTube / Music by JACELYN.
JACELYN, it's great to finally get a chance to do this interview. It was great getting a chance to introduce you at City Hall Live. It was a blast watching you perform and just bring people together. And even though this pandemic is happening, you're still bringing people together no matter what part of the world that you are in. So congratulations. Thank you again for the interview. Be safe. Big love to you. And hopefully the next time we talk, it'll be in person.
Thank you, Rudy.
Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Excited by you.